Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday. As you are listening to the show today, we, however, have pre-recorded our conversation over Zoom. We are catching back up with Tim Farmer. He is the Public Relations Coordinator for the State Arboretum of Virginia at Blandy Experimental Farm. And hey, like that, Tim, it only took me 8 months and cheating and writing it all out to introduce you and get the whole name of your office right and what you do.
That was very good. That was very good.
Well, I'm glad that you reached out to me because Nature Nurtures was something that we talked about last year. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually came out to Blandy and we did a little video and we pre-recorded that show on site. And aren't we in a different world now?
It is a different world for sure.
So tell me what's been going on at Blandy because of COVID. Did you guys have to close completely at any point during the pandemic?
We did. We closed for, I want to say, about 5 weeks, maybe not even that long, to tell you the truth. But the university said that we needed to close, block the entrance, and so we did that for a while. But we've been open, I want to say, since June 6th. And we still have some limitations, some restrictions in place. So in particular, we're trying to keep visitors away from the quarters building where all the offices are, as well as other staff locations, trying to keep people as safe as we can. The only restrooms that we have open are at the Peatwood Pavilion, which is convenient. They're not that far, but not everybody's used to going there to the restrooms. But at this point, we are open. The grounds are open dawn to dusk. And of course, the only time there's ever an admission fee is when we have programs or events. So it is free of charge. You can bring your 2 foster dogs out to Blandy. If they're on a leash, we welcome dogs.
We just got them collars. We've only had them 3 days. Well, as people are listening, we've had them 5 days, but we're recording this on a Monday morning. We've had them just through the weekend and we've gotten them collars and we haven't tried putting the leashes on yet. But I was thinking the exact same thing when I realized, wait, I'm talking to Tim Farmer on Monday. Blandy, that would be a great place to take the puppies.
Absolutely. We love our dog walkers. And that's one of the things I miss from being at Blandy is I don't get to meet the furry, the visitors and their furry friends.
So you mentioned to me when we were chatting before we started recording that the university kind of sets the rules. Does that make it a little more complicated for you guys?
Well, in some senses, yes, it does, because we do have to follow their lead. But on the other hand, that sort of takes the burden off of us as far as making the decision and trying to decide what's best for everyone. So we rely on the university and their professionals, their health professionals, to give us guidance and try to make sure that we do what is best and safest for everyone.
I know that you had to cancel Garden Fest. I was beyond bummed that you had to do that. And I know in the second segment, we're going to talk about Nature Nurtures because you're taking it virtual. Are you able to do any events right now at all in person?
We have had some very limited events. So for example, bird walks are something that our director, Dave Carr, has been doing. but we're limiting that to about 6 people. People have to wear masks. People need to stay 6 feet apart. So we have been able to do some, some in-person things, but right now the university is limiting the number of people in person anywhere. So we like I say, we have to follow their recommendations, their guidance. But fortunately, we have been able to have some limited in-person programming.
Do you guys have any way to keep track of who comes in and goes for a walk with their dog or just walks through the trail? I mean, do you have like a ticker at the gate or something that counts the cars as they come in?
We did. I'm not sure if it's functioning right now. Those things are not always real reliable.
I would imagine you guys reopened, since it's such a large place and it's so beautiful and it's outside and open, you probably will have seen an uptick in the number of people who are coming out to enjoy Blandy now.
There are more people, especially during the week, than there has been before. I mean, I think a lot of people have more flexibility right now, whether they're working from home or sadly not working at all. People are coming out, walking their dogs, riding their horses, just enjoying the grounds. And when I have been to Blandy a handful of times over the past 6 months or so, and it's stayed very busy. But people are dispersing. I mean, fortunately, we have 700 acres total, which makes it pretty easy to be socially distant.
Yeah, to keep your distance from people.
Exactly.
I remember when I was there last year, we were coming up on peak season of the ginkgo. Where are we on that right now?
If I had a nickel for every time someone's asked me that question, I could probably retire. But right now, I got a email from our arborist, our chief arborist, this morning, and she said that kind of depending on where you are on the edges, it's 20% roughly maybe of peak, but that in some of the lower lying areas it's maybe 30 to maybe close to 40%. So we're estimating probably about another week. Probably this coming weekend is going to be which would be the weekend of the 24th of October. That's probably going to be the beginning really of when it's the best time to see them in their full fall glory. Of course, it varies every year, but typically it is about the 3rd to the 4th week of October that they hit peak, so we're not that far off. It does seem maybe a little bit earlier than some years.
Well, we are on the 563rd day of October, so.
No, I haven't checked my calendar, but that sounds about right.
How long are they typically? I mean, I know the peak is usually a limited time, but that doesn't mean they just turn ugly overnight. I mean, this is a couple of weeks.
I'm going to say it's a week to 2 weeks where, you really get this beautiful, just incredibly golden glow in the ginkgo grove where, and of course there's always some ones that may drop their leaves a bit early. There's others that may still be green when others are golden. So it's not like you get every single tree all at the same time. But it's usually then it's a week, 10 days or so. And like I say, usually it's about the 3rd week of October, and then it's usually about the 1st week of November that they drop their leaves. And I tell you, Janet, it's like they set their watches. The leaves, once they start to drop, and it takes a good cold snap, and they just come down almost all at once. It's over a span of a few days. It seems like all at once. And if we get a cold snap or if we get wind, then that will bring the leaves down more quickly.
And I know we hear a lot, especially this time of year, about peak leaf season and everybody coming into Shenandoah National Park and places like that. And we're really dependent for the leaves on the trees for the weather. Too much rain, not enough rain. What's the heat? Do we get a cold snap? Do you guys do anything to that ginkgo grove to kind of maintain an average watering process? Or is it truly natural like the trees that are growing in the parks?
These are, except, the only trees that we water are young transplants. We give them about a year, where we kind of nurture them along. But the trees are very large, mature trees. Many of them date back to the early 1930s.
Wow.
So they've got an extensive root system. And so we don't water the ginkgo grove except for young transplanted trees.
So you're really just as dependent on the good weather as everything else is when it comes to changing color.
Sure, absolutely. And I'm not a scientist. I can't really speak to everything, but it does seem that the cold weather, and we have had a cold snap. I don't know about you, but I've had frost in my yard already, and so that's what accelerates things. And of course, the shortening days also I think is an influence.
I'm not a fan of either of those two things, for the record. Frost or the shortening days. The winter is not my favorite season at all. So when it starts peeking its head around the corner, I am not at all pleased.
I am completely with you. If it's below 70 degrees, I'm probably complaining about it being cold.
See, that's me. I joke that now that it has dropped at some point during the day below 70, I won't be warm again until August.
Yep. Yeah, I'd rather have it 90 degrees and be sweating than have it, 30 degrees and have to bundle up.
And shovel driveways and clear paths.
Please.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, can you give me the details about Nature Nurtures, what it's going to look like this year, and how people can participate?
Absolutely. I'd love to.
All right, we're going to come back in just a couple of minutes. We are on the Zoom screen today with Tim Farmer. He is the Public Relations Coordinator for the State Arboretum of Virginia at Blandy Experimental Farm. They are open and free to walk around dusk or dawn to dusk. I don't want to get those two backwards. And we're going to come back and talk with Tim a little bit more about Nature Nurtures in just a couple of minutes.
Do you know anyone who is struggling with financial hardships because of coronavirus? Our new webinar called Coping with the Money Crunch can help. We'll talk about immediate options to consider, revising or creating a spending plan, and lots of community resources. Then we'll cover how to narrow your priorities, contact creditors, and avoid scams and risky loans. The webinar is free, and you can either join by phone or through Zoom on a smartphone, tablet, or computer. You can find out more by visiting the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program on Facebook or calling Karen Poff at 540-635-4549. Let me show you how to make your own plan or help someone you care about get through the crisis. Call 635-4549 or visit at NSV Financial Education on Facebook today.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday as you are listening to the show today. We, however, have pre-recorded our conversation on the Zoom screen on a Monday morning. We are chatting with Tim Farmer. He is the Public Relations Coordinator for the State Arboretum of Virginia at Blandy Experimental Farm. And Tim, we talked a little bit in the first segment about COVID and how you guys aren't really working from your offices anymore. And I joked with you before we started recording and said, I'm at home, but the radio station isn't like it's this beautiful, grand place to go work at anyway. You, however, have this beautiful 700-acre space, and you don't even get to take advantage of it right now.
At most, I'm probably going there about once a week, really not even that often. But since we do have Nature Nurtures coming up this Saturday, I'll be going there some this week to help prep for that. And I'll be there on Saturday for Nature Nurtures. And so, I miss it. I mean, it's true. I really do miss it.
So what is Nature Nurtures going to look like this year? Because it's not, is any part of it going to be in person, or is it all going to be virtual?
It is all going to be virtual. But like everybody else, we're trying to adapt and, make the best of the situation best we can. So we'll have 3 sessions, Saturday, October 24th. And the first one will begin at 11 a.m. And that will be Neil Wavra, who is owner and chef Field and Main restaurant in Marshall. And he's a strong advocate of the farm to table movement. He's sort of an unofficial ambassador of Virginia vineyards, just a great guy. And he's going to showcase the good of the earth through the beet. Beets are often underappreciated, but Neil is going to work his magic. He's going to offer 2 dishes that he has prepared. We have pre-recorded the sessions, but we'll have live question and answer sessions after each session, so people can enjoy the recorded session, but then ask questions through Zoom on topics that they want to address, and so you can get your answers right from the experts.
So you'll be able to get the recipe, but you won't be able to taste anything.
Well, it's going to be hard to taste, and I'm hoping he's going to share his recipe, but I can't say for sure exactly whether he's going to keep that under his chef's hat or exactly what he's going to do. But,
depends on how many people show up on the Zoom screen that morning and beg and beg and beg.
That may be it. So, and then at 1 o'clock, we'll have Cole Burrell. Cole is an internationally known plantsman, author, native plant expert, and he's written many books. He's led international garden tours, and he's on the faculty at University of Virginia. Lives near Charlottesville, and Cole is going to lead a tour of his personal garden. So that'll be a chance to really kind of see behind the scenes, where, although Cole leads lots of garden tours, I don't know that he leads tours of his own personal garden. That's going to be really good. He's sponsored in part by the Piedmont chapter of the Virginia Native Plant Society. Neil Wavra is sponsored in part by Nature Composed. And I should say that Nature Nurtures is in fact sponsored by major support from Bank of Clark County. So we really appreciate their support.
And they've supported this event for several years. I remember when they supported it last year, because I joked with you that they were my bank, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, they're great. They're really great community supporters, and we really appreciate their help with this. And then at 3 o'clock, we'll have Corey McDonald, who has Red Root and Company, and she's going to talk about taking care of yourself in autumn thanks to nature. And she is an herbalist, and is going to talk about some of the plants that are, found, common plants found just in the landscape, and how you can make infusions or herbed vinegar, this sort of thing, to enjoy nature and stay healthy.
I think these are really cool topics. I'm thinking you may get more people that participate because they can do it from the comfort of their house. Was it easier to find? Were these people the ones that you had already scheduled to do it in person, or did you have to kind of swap that out a little bit because of COVID as well?
Well, we did have to change things quite a bit due to COVID. Since we normally have, an outdoor event that includes vendors, speakers, plant sales, all kinds of things like that. And so with doing it all on Zoom, you have to adapt, and we're doing the best that we can to adapt. And I think, we've I don't know the registration numbers off the top of my head, but they're going pretty well. So,
well, and I've been trying wherever I can when I'm chatting with some of the nonprofits and other local businesses when we're talking about the nature of going online for so many things, trying to find a silver lining. And I think the one with Cole Burrell, you couldn't find a better silver lining, because what regular person is going to get to walk through his personal garden? So there's your silver lining.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And he's well known. He is a native plant expert. And so he will be able to answer a lot of questions about native plants, and people will be able to do it from home. and the sessions will be recorded. Registration is required for this event, but people that have registered, if you want to watch the sessions again, or if you can't make it this particular day, you'll be able to watch them, the recorded sessions, if you have registered for the event.
Is there a fee to register?
It's $10 per session, or you can register for all three at once, save $5. It's only $25 then. So it's really pretty reasonable.
Oh yeah, for $25 you get to have all three of these presentations. And then like you mentioned, even if I can't sit and watch them live and ask questions on the 24th, I still have access to the actual videos later on Sunday afternoon if that's when I have time to sit down and watch.
That's exactly right. Or, you register for all three, but find that you can only make one of them or two of them. You can go back and watch the other one online. So
because you have puppies that need to go outside and now suddenly you can't.
Exactly. A dog has been sprayed by a skunk. So registration is through Eventbrite. But the easiest way to find that is just by going directly to our website, which is blandy.virginia, spell it out, .edu. So you go to blandy.virginia.edu, and right there on our front page, we have a great big register now button. And so once people register, they will receive a link, just like you sent me for this session today. People will receive a link to the Zoom session, and we're hoping things go smoothly.
I think it's going to be great. Do you think that maybe you'll incorporate, even after this pandemic is over, do you think you'll continue to incorporate some virtual pieces to maybe future events?
Well, I don't know about future events. We're certainly trying to stay engaged with people right now. I've been doing some videos, and other people as well at Blandy have been doing some videos. We did a fall garden tour, a fall virtual garden tour, where we highlighted the pollination garden, the native plant trail, and the herb garden. And so, we're trying to adapt. And trying to make the best of an unprecedented situation.
Well, I know we have to wrap up, but I want to make sure people do understand that Blandy is open right now to come and walk around. So can you give me the details for all of that before we close out?
Sure thing. We're on Route 50, just about 10 miles east of Winchester in Clark County. And the grounds are open dawn to dusk. So people are welcome to come out, bring your dog, bring your horse. We have a beautiful bridle trail. So there's lots of different ways to enjoy the Arboretum. We have a beautiful loop drive. If you don't want to walk all 700 acres, people with mobility problems can still see the Arboretum grounds. And the Ginkgo Grove is right next to the loop drive. And like I say, it looks like probably this coming weekend, the weekend of the 24th or so, we'll start the show will really start in earnest.
I think it's a win-win because you can register for all three of these and then come out and see the Ginkgo Grove on Saturday, and then on Sunday do a double whammy of Blandy and rewatch all the videos that you registered for Nature Nurtures.
I like the way you think, Janet. That's great. You're absolutely right.
I will put links to everything that we've talked about, to Blandy, to the Nature Nurtures event, and where you can register up on the podcast page. But Tim, thank you for taking some time out of your Monday morning to have this conversation with me.
Thank you so much, Janet. I really appreciate your support and appreciate the time. And it's great to see your coffee bar behind you on Zoom.
I know. I need to figure out how to get it rated on Twitter. There's a Twitter account that's called Rate My Room, but it's mostly for the TV people because their stuff is on television. So I need to see if I can't slide in and give my husband some props for designing this whole background for me.
Yeah, well, he certainly gets them from me.
We are going to wrap up our conversation today with Tim Farmer. He is the Public Relations Coordinator at the State Arboretum of Virginia at Blandy Experimental Farm. Nature Nurtures is happening virtually October 24th. Again, I will put the link to where you can go to register for that. It's only $10 a session or $25 for all three, so go check that out. I'll be back and have a brand new episode of The Valley Today ready to go for you tomorrow. As we're sitting here on Monday, my brain isn't quite working yet, so I can't tell you who's going to be on the air, but maybe back here a few minutes after noon, and somebody will be here talking to me. I'll see you here then.